Okay, so this is going to be a little bit of an experiment. What I want to test out is, like we said, strings are kind of weird because strings are, they're have a lot of characteristics of both like primitives and of objects. They have the objects because they have methods, like they have a lot of object functions, but sometimes they get treated more like primitives in memory, and that's because strings are like so commonly used. So they want to prioritize them in memory a little bit differently than we do with like primitives are very simple to store and we use them all the time, so they get stored in a very simple way in the memory. Strings kind of get put in this weird place. So what I want to try out here and see how will strings work. I think I have an idea of how this is going to work, but I'm not quite 100% sure. So let's just try this out. Alright, so we have string example, that's fine. What I want to do here is I just want to test out and make sure this part works. We know it's going to. So let's just do system out print line example. Alright, so when we run this, the string example is going to be defined as hello, and then we're going to, what should happen is, the string kind of gets added to itself, so we get hello, hello. So what I want to do here, I want to mess this out. I want to mess with this, not mess this up. Maybe mess this up. Let's see, like double length. And I'm going to take in a string, let's call it S, right? We don't care what the name is. And what I want to do is, so I'm going to pass in, so instead of doing it like this, I want to pass this in, so double length, and I'm going to pass in example. Okay, so I know for sure I could make this, well, I could make this work. Like I know for sure this one is going to work. I could return the value, and I could set like example is equal to double length. So like running that function, returning it, I know for sure that's going to work. Let's see about this. So yes, because so if I run this and instead of doing void, I need to return a string. So I could return s plus s. I think that should work, right? S. I wonder if it's going to give me an error because it's trying to like add strings. Oh no, okay, yeah, so it's going to work. I wasn't sure if it was going to add and necessarily concatenate those, put those together. But yeah, it looks like it works, right? So we set the variable of example to this. Let me just print this out just for myself, I guess. It's all really for myself, isn't it? We go up here. Yeah, so if we run this, we should get hello and then double hello right afterwards, right? Come on. Oh, okay, hello and double hello. Alright, so this one is like, because I know this one was going to work because we're just updating the value here. What I'd like to see is I just want to run this method, but I just want to change the values. Like, so I'm still passing in there, but I want to see like what's going to happen when I run this. Because I'm sending in double length, but I want to see, is it going to get access to just the like a copy of the values, or does it get access to the actual values itself? So let's try and run this. Or do we get access to the actual location? So we're going to get an error in here, so this is not a statement. Let's see, what about if we do S, you know, how would we do this one? We said instead of SS, let's say, yeah, we need to do S plus equals S. That'll be a better one, right? And then, oh, we're not going to return anything here, so we need to change that to a void as well. And let's try and run this one. I have an idea, but I'm not quite sure. Hello, hello. So what that tells me here is that, well, think for yourself, like, kind of what does that tell you about the string? Does it get treated like a primitive, or does it get treated like a reference value? Does it get treated like an object, or does it get treated like a primitive? Well, the answer should be here that it's getting treated like a primitive, because we don't even, like, we passed in this, we ran this, and we doubled the length of it, but we didn't have access to the actual location. We only got a copy of the string, not access to the actual variable itself. So even though we added this, it didn't really have any effect. It didn't have any effect on our example. And if you wanted to like say, well, maybe it's just you named these variables wrong, well, we could do this too, right? And run it. But it's still not going to work, because even though we're passing this string into the method, we're only getting access to like in a way we're getting access to the contents, not the actual variable itself. So strings are acting more like primitives than reference variables here. Primitives are weird, or strings are weird.